Welcome to your reading, loves. I am Laurel, Elder of the Silver Swords. So very nice to have you here. The story begins in the high, cold tower of your mind. You stand with the Ace of Swords, a gleaming blade of pure logic held aloft. You are waiting for the one sharp strike of truth that will cut through the fog. But beside you, the Four of Cups shows a leaden chalice. You are bored with your own brilliance. The brilliant ideas feel like dust in your mouth. You are waiting for a miracle, while the universe quietly holds out a fourth cup just behind your shoulder, waiting for you to simply turn your head. Restless, you decide to leave the tower. The Eight of Cups sees you trekking into the dark, leaving the glowing embers of your old life behind. You think the great elsewhere will save you, but the Three of Wands reversed casts a shadow over the sea. No ships are coming. The horizon is flat. You have walked away from the old, but the new has not yet invited you in, because you brought the tower's coldness with you. As you stumble through this in-between wasteland, you feel like the Two of Pentacles, a frantic performer trying to keep two heavy coins spinning in the air. You are exhausted by the hustle, the balancing act, the constant fear of dropping the ball. But then you catch your reflection in a still pool of water. Hidden beneath the rags of the juggler, you see the Queen of Pentacles. You see that you aren't a traveller in a wasteland. You are the owner of the land itself. You have golden coins buried in your pockets. You have the power to make the soil bloom. You realize that juggling was a lie you told yourself to keep from having to sit on the throne and actually lead. But the final path home is blocked by the moon. The landscape turns surreal, the dogs howl, and the path dissolves into silver mist. You reach for your inner oracle, the High Priestess, but she is reversed. Her back is turned and her book is closed. You try to scream for directions, but there is only silence. This is your final initiation, to walk through the dark without a map, without a logic blade, and without a plan. The story ends with a choice. You can keep swinging your sword at the mist, or you can sit down on the earth, place your hands on the soil like the Queen, and wait for the moon to set. The dilemma isn't that you are lost, it's that you are trying to know the way instead of being the way. The moral of this story is that the mind is a sharp tool, but a poor compass. When you find yourself in the nightland of the soul, your intellect will eventually betray you. It will try to solve a spiritual void with a spreadsheet or attempt to cure an emotional exhaustion with a new plan. The sword of logic, Ace, can cut, but it cannot nourish. The moral here is that clarity is not the absence of fog, but the presence of grounding. You have been waiting for the fog to lift before you move, but the fog is the teacher. It forces you to stop looking at the horizon and start feeling the texture of the path beneath your feet. Beware the illusion of escape. Walking away, Eight of Cups, is a hollow victory if you are only running from boredom rather than toward a purpose. The moral is that geography cannot fix a broken frequency. If you do not change your internal vibration from the juggler to the queen, you will find yourself juggling the same problems in a different city, a different job, or a different hearth. Embrace the authority of silence. The dilemma of the silent priestess, high priestess reversed, teaches that you cannot hear your truth while you are busy arguing with your fear. You have been muzzling your intuition because it doesn't offer proof or data. The moral is that the gut does not speak in sentences, it speaks in weight. If a path feels heavy, it is wrong, no matter how logical it looks on paper. True maturity is the moment you realize you don't need to find the light to move through the dark. You only need to be the hearth. By embodying the Queen of Pentacles, you stop being a victim of the moon's illusions and become the steady, physical force that the illusions cannot touch. As the you of right now and the future self continue the journey, who will eventually look back on this fog from the sunlight, always remember. Stop sharpening the sword. You have already cut away enough. The intellect has done its job, and now it is only pacing the halls of your mind, creating noise. If you find yourself convinced that you are struggling to keep the balls in the air, the truth is you are holding the keys to the kingdom in your pocket. The silence of your intuition isn't a broken radio, it's an invitation to stop talking. You are in a moon phase, and in the dark, the only thing that is real is what you can touch. Trust your hands. Trust your heart. Trust the queen in you who knows how to endure. You don't need a breakthrough, you need a landing. Remember this period not as a time of being lost, but as the time you learnt to walk without sight. When you look back from your place of stability, the one you are building right now with the Queen of Pentacles energy, remember that the ships finally came in only after you stopped standing on the shore, staring at the empty horizon. You will realize that the High Priestess only turned her back so that you would stop looking to her for answers and start looking at the earth beneath your feet. The fog didn't clear because the sun came out. It cleared because you stepped into your own warmth. So walk on. Trust your inner compass. Logic will tell you what is smart, but only your grounded presence will tell you what is true.